water.
Title: Zin's Sandy Town.
The game is called Fate Ties.
The game is called Zin's Sandy Town.
All right, that's it.
All
Sandy
right.
Town. Sandy Town. We're all gonna
Sandy
go out.
Town,
Sandy
population
Town, USA.
us.
You know,
Oh my
I
God.
spent almost all of my summer break on this. So cool.
Hey, it's Sandy Town. Welcome to this.
Hey,
Okay.
gamers.
Hey,
Fucking-
gamers.
Let's start.
Welcome
We're in the middle of the desert.
Oh my God.
What's
They've
my
just
character's name?
injected a cactus.
What is your character's name?
What? No, I'm asking you.
I don't know. Is that good volume for the music?
Oh yeah, this asshole's using other people's music, mostly Griffin McElroy's. So
No, this
that's-
is this is Bastion.
Okay, this is Bastion, but I said mostly the McElroy boys because you said you were going to use him.
Fuck you.
Credit your sources, Zin.
I did.
Zin.
Okay, so forward. I'm using Bastion and the Adventure Zone music because it's really good. And without further ado, let's start the shit.
How do I change the volume?
I don't think I've even given you my character sheet.
It doesn't matter. I've got all your biz ready.
Okay, sure. All right.
All right.
You don't
A
even
smoky
know my name.
pub, washed in dim red light of softly spinning overhead fairy lights. A pressingly tall human woman, sharp-pointed nose adorning her face, and many droplets of gold wrap around her dim, flowy clothes, and she has just given you your hard-fought engineering badges. A cog with a rifle and a hammer crossed in front of the finely carved symbol. The rest of the badge really isn't outstanding. After handing over this bag, she moves inward, towards the center of the table. Long, pointed nose, again, leading the charge. Her voice is strong and rough, like the winds of a sandstorm. So tough, in fact, you feel like it might knock you over. And she begins to speak. I can't believe all of you have finally finished, and I'm so delighted that I get the pleasure of giving each and every one of you your first job. And she pulls out this tiny scroll and hands it to you. Pretty simple. You're going to go to one of the Great War airships, break in, and steal something. The rest of the details are in that sheet I just gave you. Does anybody take it?
Never.
I can't because I am
I-
just clouds. No, I'm just kidding.
You still have
I'll-
math.
I can
I'll
take.
take. Okay.
I put my hand through the cloud boy,
No!
wiggle my fingers around a little bit.
Come on, man. Come on.
Sorry, I'm focusing on fixing my character sheet, which is mildly broken right now.
Okay.
Oh,
All right, but you grabbed it. Navinda.
Who?
What's your character's name, Effie?
Navia.
Navia. My bad. So you
Nav-
grabbed it.
Dear God,
God,
this
hey,
is how you say my name.
Zin,
Navia.
Zin.
What?
How is it? You can pronounce plenty of characters' names right, but it never effies. Literally never effies.
How did you pronounce Graham?
Graham.
Gramim.
It was literally Gramim, and then Nozomi was Nuzumi.
Grandamim. This is my friend Grandamim.
Listen, I keep your friend dust.
Why'd you keep my friend dust?
Because we still haven't given you a proper funeral, I think.
I know.
And you never
have.
will.
Oh.
Oh.
But right, so letter. She has just given it to you, and she sits expectingly. Again, her face has this kind of tanned nature to it, along with a mop of bright red hair. And her eyes, they're bright green and have this amazing pride to them, like the way you would look at like a finely revving engine. Or
What race is she?
she's human.
Okay.
Yeah, so she handed that to you. So yeah.
I open it.
Okay, yeah. So inside, it pretty much says that hold on, let me read what I have here. it says that it's the ship Everest. It will arrive at 9 p.m. at night, 2 days from now, and when it leaves, which would be 2 hours later.
So at 4 p.m.
Yes. No.
No.
9 p.m. at night.
Oh,
It would leave at
11.
I heard
11.
2 p.m. I actually wrote. I'm writing this all down.
Why'd you write 2 p.m.?
I don't know. I'm so sorry. It's 11,
All right.
I'm sorry.
All right, so there's a boat that's leaving at 4 p.m.
It's leaving at 4 p.m. and if there's another ship that leaves at 2 p.m.
In the
Going in
what
the
time
opposite
will the
direction.
intersect?
section, what time will they meet?
We didn't give the
7.
speeds
Um,
of either of the boats. This is a terrible mathematic equation.
They'll never meet because there are no speeds. They're just leaving and they just stay in the harbor.
No,
Oh
they're
my
not very
God.
well made ships. They're both gonna sink.
um,
Why did you
question
hand
that
me
will
a
say.
math equation without the speed? Ma'am, I don't understand this.
oh, sorry.
She
sorry.
just wants
have
you to
to
simplify as much as
you have-
possible.
You
It's
have
fine.
to solve. You have to solve for x.
You can't.
The truth is
I
that
mean,
this is
isn't that
another
isn't that Matt's character's deal?
no, no. Matt's character's deal is not algebra.
But engineering is math.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, so as you look over this letter, the teacher, she stands and she just kind of looks listlessly and she kind of gives small details to remind you about like how to properly draw water from a body, or how to if your ship runs out of fuel, how to recover from that. But she also says, I'm sorry that the letter isn't more inclusive. The client simply said that he needed to remain a facade of anonymity. She rolls her eyes and gives you sarcastic
Who?
air
What?
quotes.
Of what now?
A facade of anonymity.
Okay.
Wants to
Because I thought you said Vazad of anonymy, and
Nope, I did not say that.
that
constantly on your mind, Matt. It's okay.
excuse me.
Okay.
I kill all of them.
Oh.
Why'd you kill all these boys? All these such good boys.
I mean, I
They're
didn't
good
specify
boys.
what I was killing.
You just kill all of
I'm
them.
killing the sand
I'm dead
rats.
now.
Killing the sand rats?
Holy
Okay.
shit! Holy shit! It's so big.
What are you doing?
My computer case got here. My roommate
Oh,
just brought
yay.
it downstairs. It's
Oh.
very large.
Nice.
Don't set it. Don't leave it there. It will fall. You can just set it right down there. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Now that
Okay.
that distraction has happened.
Okay,
Self-engaged.
so
But yeah.
so right. So she again, clientele. What are you assholes doing? Oh my god.
Stop fucking messaging in the thing. It doesn't come across on the stream. It's just fucking an annoying noise.
Oh, you have the noise on? I turned it
Oh.
off.
I didn't even know there was a noise.
It's very quiet for me.
Well, I have music playing, so if that means you have the noise turned off, then you have the music turned off too. Lame.
No, I have the music on.
Oh, okay. So it's just a setting you can turn off and on.
Yeah, you
Ooh.
can check the settings.
Ooh, fancy. But right. So tells you when the ship comes to dock, and
Sorry, can I
Uh,
be reminded what this ship is?
it's Do you ask her that?
No, like what the fuck? I'm
Okay. So
What are we
it's an
doing?
airship.
Help.
It's... What do you mean help?
Help. I'm very ADD and haven't played this game in a while.
You have not played a tabletop game. Okay.
In a
Um,
while. It's been a minute, okay? Why don't you
so-
suck upon my fat cock?
I will. So you are in a smoky pub. It's lit dimly.
Yes,
with
I got
red,
this. Yes.
with red lights. It's filled
Yes,
with
we
people.
just got our thing.
Okay.
our badges.
What's
it's
her name?
cool.
She's just known as the teacher. That's all you've ever known her as. And she's your first job is to break into a ship called the Everest and find a red wood box, which should be pretty obvious because trees are very hard to come by.
Mhm.
And find it, and then take what's inside and get out.
How tall is the ship?
It's massive. It's a warship.
What a surprise.
Is it an airship or is it like a ship on water?
It's an airship.
An
It flies.
airship. We're
It's
in the
just-
middle of a desert.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to get a lay of the land.
I mean, I'm
That's-
pretty sure there are ships that
that's
can
okay.
sail through the sand because the sand's all weird and
oh, that'd
rickety.
be cool. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, that's cool.
That'd be that would be cool.
Thanks.
It's
that's
not,
the idea.
but it would be.
Thanks. That's the idea you put in the game.
That's why I corrected myself.
So yeah. And that's all the information I really know. This is also the last part of essentially your initiation is doing this and succeeding, even though you're
So if we fail, does that mean that you take our little
No.
badges? Okay.
just you would not get access to jobs as lucrative as this.
Okay.
Ooh.
We get like a second try, or is this like our only try?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Round 2. Let's reset the ship real quick.
Oh my god.
I can try and pull as many strings because I know accidents happen and I care about you guys, so I can try and do as much as I can in case the worst happens. But you will very much be on your own for the next 2 days. And
I have a gun. It's fine.
I have
glad-
been.
I'm glad your gun's okay.
That's
It
not
does-
what I.
It's a very
I have a
important
gun. It's fine. It's fine.
it's a very important part of you, and I'm
Ooh.
glad that that you
Oh,
kept it strong.
so nice.
Please don't whisper into my ear.
Oh, God.
Frightened. It does me a frighten.
You're the one that picked this. You're the one that allowed me into this game.
I've never related more with the that one DM's Lament song. But
I have yet to make a dick joke.
you did. You already did. You said you can suck upon my big fat cock.
That's
You told
not
me
a,
that.
that's not a joke. That's a suggestion.
My fucking god, I hate you. Ah. Okay.
We have the information. Now what?
Well, this next part is gonna get a little tricky. Sorry. And she looks at you with awe, with such happiness again. And then she turns away. Wait, what's up? Hold on, I'm doing a thing.
Okay, go ahead.
And then she turns away. She turns towards the door of the smoky pub. And there's this sudden, very loud pounding on the door. And the sound of clanking metal. And you can hear what sounds like furious growling from right outside the door. And low, but present, you hear the start of a raid siren. And the teacher remains calm, but the bar erupts into a furious roar of activity. And you can see that the bartender has gone beneath the bar and thrown over this heavy carpet and is shouting, "Down here!" and is gesturing towards this chute. And people are pushing, people are shoving towards the bar, and you can hear the door splinter more and more. And the teacher remains, again, calm as ever.
Do I understand the implication of these raid sirens?
Yes, these are the law enforcement of the tower. The bartender has managed to get everybody down the chute, and he turns towards all of you, and he makes he stretches out his hand, and the teacher just nods her head, and he assumingly just jumps right back down the hole, and that's when that's when the door shatters, and before you, covered in rivers of black blood, thick as tar, copper wires piercing out of their chest, and then reached and stitched back up through their skin like a doll with loose filling. Again, angrily jittering forward like a clockwork soldier. And you can see that one of them actually falls forward and begins to retch on the ground and just gurgles at its chest, and these metal plates, as it stops moving, begin to glow red with heat, and then it vanishes, and you can see the body shudders, and again it, with that same clockwork movement, stands up again, and the teacher stands, and I want everybody to roll me initiative.
Okay.
I
Oh,
want
that was
everybody to
quick.
figure out how to roll initiative.
You roll d20 and then you add your free run. If you have a d6
yes.
in the stat,
My
you roll
free
that
run.
too and you add it.
My very high free run skill.
Nice. Nat 20.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Wait, I thought we were using the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, are we
if
supposed
everybody
to
could,
do the thing?
yeah, if everybody could
Sorry.
put their rolls in the d20 chat or roll 20 chat, that would be awesome.
Oh,
Okay.
but we don't have to roll in there specifically.
Right. You just have to put the number.
Oh,
so I can...
great, because I
Okay.
bought her dice.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, and this is a d20.
No, I mean, I thought we were just going to do it in roll 20, but I
Well-
did buy her dice, so I think
Oh,
it's great that we're able
okay.
to use it.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead. If you have dice, use them. I just like having roll 20 because people don't have dice.
There you go.
Alrighty. And then,
Should we change our names to our characters' names?
if you
Yeah,
want,
I think it would be a good idea.
In roll 20?
Yeah.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go into settings on the thing, and
Oh, so
you don't have to say display name.
all right. Sirius, you're up first. You're sitting at this table, and a sudden horde of the Cognites have just broken through the door. What do? The room itself, the walls are hardened brick, and this is pretty much the only exit besides the one by the bar. Yeah,
Mm,
7 still.
so
Mm-hmm.
I have a one-time use jar of these.
You have your jar of bees. That, again, remember, if you use
But
that,
that is-
it's gone.
What?
that. It just occurs to me that I have no I did not put down a weapon.
Are
I
we
can
going to
create a
put
weapon.
Sandy Jones' liver in that?
Sandy Jones and liver. Okay.
What? It was David Jones' heart. Pirates
Oh,
of the
okay.
Caribbean, jar of dirt.
Oh.
It was a very abstract poll, but I did it anyways. It came to my brain and I decided to commit.
You're
You guys don't know what's in the jar of bees in the
It's
middle of it.
probably
anyways.
bees, honestly. If I'm gonna take a guess, I'm gonna go with bees.
Yeah.
God
So
damn.
Shit.
yeah.
I do not know what to do because again I don't have a weapon. I guess.
Hey, grab anything that's within reach.
Yeah. I
There-
guess.
Use the chair!
Okay. I'll paint a better word picture. So this wooden table. There's a few bottles of alcohol, some wine, and a few other cups.
Oh hey, I could totally do that.
What?
Make a mallet. Oh no, hold on. Continue. Finish what you're
Okay.
saying. I'm sorry. I didn't
So
mean to interrupt.
and there's a few other tables, but again, besides the bar, there's pretty much nothing else in here.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna chuck a chair at one of them. The chair
All
I'm
right.
sitting in.
That sounds awesome. So you get up with this big old hurry and heave this kind of metal painted wood chair over your head and make me and roll me push. So that's just that's just-
two. I'm screwed.
that's just a d20 plus your push score.
Just push that chair.
Push.
That's an 8.
you pick it up and you throw it, but you don't really get throw. You just kind of get like put down. So it just kind of lands sideways in front of you.
Roll for intimidation.
Uh,
Quick, improvise.
it makes a very loud noise, and the
Scatter!
the cog knights hiss at it again.
So Cognites. These are the law enforcement, you said?
Yeah, they're the lowest form of the tower's law enforcement. They're
And-
essentially the same as like a patrolman
Are
coming and
we
being like
outlaws
noise complaint,
of
except
some
with
sort?
murder. Not that you remember.
Is engineering outlawed here?
No. There is just sometimes just cops get up to shitty shit.
Oh. Oh. All right.
Oh. Damn.
Uh,
Here they are. That racist asshole.
I can't believe these racist cops.
and
I can't believe I get to escape to this magical fantasy world and there are still racist cops.
kind
You
of
guys
sucks,
are
doesn't it?
all elves. I am the only weird looking motherfucker here right now.
And then it's you, Effie. You're up.
You're in serious danger. We're all fine.
Um,
We could pull a gun on them and we'd be fine. Sorry,
Just
I'm
so
gonna
you-
stop with the social commentary.
My
hey
God.
guys, you want to know what I had on my mind when avoiding this game? I sure bet you can't figure it out.
Okay, so how far away is that thing from me?
There's a small army of them, like about
Oh,
7. And they are in extremely close proximity. So your table was essentially the center point of this room, the closest distance from the bar, which is directly to the right of you, and the door. You were sitting directly to the left of your teacher, who's again now has stood and has her arms like in like this Shaolin monk stance, ready for these boys.
okay.
But they're pretty
Well-
close to you. Like if this was Overwatch and you were in your scope, you would be dead.
Okay. So I'm not gonna worry about the scope then. But I'm gonna take a shot at how many of them are there?
7.
Okay. And okay, so there's 7 of them. I'm trying to just picture this, I'm sorry.
So yeah, 7 boys. There's one of them has kind of meandered closer to the table. There's one on the ground who's still kind of getting up from a puddle of his own tar-like fluid. There's 4 kind of pushing towards the left corner. There's kind of trying to make it like a half circle around you, and then
I'm just
there's
gonna hit whoever's closest.
okay.
Alright, so I just rolled a d20 plus what?
Plus your shooting or your
Okay.
trick shooting, and this will be one of your 3 actions. So this will be 1 tick. You have 3.
Okay, hold on. So I have 1d6 plus 2 in shooting.
Nice.
Okay. So I
So-
have to roll a d20 with all of that?
Yeah, 1d20 plus 1d6, then the corresponding modifiers.
So that's 18. 20, 21, 22. Okay. There you go, 24.
Holy shit! Yeah, you sure do. Just kind of spinning the strap towards your arm, already in your shooting. Your arm already ready to fire this.
Mhm.
You just nail one of them right in the stomach, and go ahead and roll damage.
What's my damage?
Your damage is one. Are you using? Is this just a normal gun, or is this your rifle?
This is my rifle.
Okay, so that's 1d10 damage.
Okay. Sorry about that. I just don't quite remember.
Oh, it is on your character sheet. Just remember.
So 7.
All right. So yeah, you fire the bolt, and it's like this kind of dark, corrosive coating on it, and it slams into the figure, and it drills in a bit, and then kind of just falls out. And you can see like when you run a pencil through like a bag of water, it just kind of spills out. Again, that same fluid just spills out of its form.
Disgusting. But get wrecked.
Yeah, this room smells gnarly now. It smells like this gross mixture of sulfuric acid and just bile. Um, and that's when the the teacher kind of chuckles. Well, it looks like goodbyes are gonna have to come a little quicker than I thought. And she spins on her heel, and there's this sudden, amazing movement of green fabric and golden light as she raises her hand towards you guys and twists it
Welcome to the
sideways.
Adventure Zone.
And you all see familiar runes begin to fill the air. And then there's this bright flash of light that makes all of the figures again hiss. And then it fades. And behind you, standing, implanted as it had been there the whole time, is a pair of double doors. Fine archway of, again, the same red brick above it. And she bears this saddened smile as she begins to raise her hand once more, and the doors open. And then she pushes her hand away towards you, and this wall of force pushes, and you turn around, and thousands of feet below you now is the rest of the plate. What looks like millions of houses run over the false hills of the city, and right now, every last bit of grip you have on the ground is fading away. And I want everybody to roll me gather as you all begin to fall.
So that's a d20 plus whatever. Okay.
Yeah, let's gather.
That's nice.
Ooh, that's
Nice.
where I shine.
All right, so, all right.
Oh,
Holy
Jesus.
shit! All right, boys, everyone sees
Oh.
this shit.
Nope, not everyone.
Uh-oh. So, I don't want to. Okay. Then your character just doesn't know this. You all begin to fall faster than you even begin to realize. You're spinning, turning, flipping, and you manage to catch a glimpse back up at the bar, and you see the whole thing go up in flames. And you can't even keep your eyes open as you feel the rush of wind as you begin to fall faster and faster, the clothing and your gear just making you gain more and more speed. And you can see the finely carved cobblestone street below you come to clearer and clearer view, and the wall you're just standing on, the last piece of safe ground, get further and further away. And I want everybody to roll me a free run as the debris slowly begins to trickle.
Now,
Black
my roll
smoke.
was less good this time around.
Black smoke filling the air.
What was it? What is it? Free
Free run.
run?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Geek.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Damn.
So I'll work backwards from these. So how do you pronounce your character's name, Geek?
Alessandro?
All right, Alessandro.
Alessa.
I'll call you Alyssa. You look around frantically trying to find something as you can feel yourself sink deeper into the city skyline, and you manage to grab this huge tablecloth, and it gets you just a couple seconds more of drag. And Effie, how do you spell your character's name again?
Navia.
Navia. You there, you manage to kind of right yourself more in the air. Not gaining any extra time, but you do manage to at least see what you're going towards. Valaris,
Hilarious.
Valerius, again, sorry.
It's okay. I just didn't. I didn't want to be a dick to correct, but it's
That's
okay.
fine. Valaris, again, you also right yourself, and
I mean, do I actually have to worry?
about what?
I'm a Nimbus.
Oh, you won't take fall damage, but you're still falling.
True that.
So, you're
Is it
slow,
Regular damage.
and then, Matt, you just scream. You just fall
I like-
faster and
I
faster.
like how everyone else gets
Oh.
their names, but me, I'm Matt. Hey, it's me, Matt.
Hey, Matt, are you screaming?
Yeah, hang on. Let me
Matt.
just
Scream.
Ah!
There we go.
There we go.
Um,
God, I
And-
love having these controls.
um, and then everyone, as you fall, you sink beneath the tallest building, and you think about all that goddamn wasted time, and it already hurts as if you're a print on the sidewalk. And then you see something very quickly glowing, very quick movement coming out of the corner of your eye towards directly below you. And you come closer and closer to it, and it still stands perfectly positioned in the air, not moving. Its large sails opened to full mass, and you can see its two parallel thruster jets on the back of it burn with a small red flame. And I need everybody to make me another free run check.
Hate
The
this
people
skill.
the
nope,
people
never
who
mind.
the people who got above who got above 16 on the other one, you get another +2 to this
Oh.
score.
Oh, then
Yeah.
All right. Holy shit. Still 20. So with the managed slowered time in the air, from help from a sheet and from just your natural composition, you oh, also I figured out how to do health, so just give me a second. Okay. Can everybody put just somewhere like 10 little boxes for me,
On what?
just
On
on your character sheet for health?
Boxes aren't a thing I can really do in this particular program. Notepad is
10.
not the most robust
Just put,
of.
just put capital O's.
Yeah, just 10 like fillable things, or like markable things at least.
Write
I'll
it
just have
down.
to do this on a separate sheet of paper. You know what? I'm just gonna make a character sheet for all of us when we're done.
Do you want? But I can't pay you.
Don't pay me. I just want convenience. You can.
you can
If
pay
you want
someone
to
when
tip
you want to
me-
fancy something.
Yeah, I can do something with text and bubbles. It's real easy on Photoshop. In the
Okay.
meantime, I'm gonna use this piece of paper.
Yeah, I've got my notebook out, so I'm gonna use that.
Alrighty. And so can everybody roll me a D8?
D8 shit.
As soon as I find one.
I don't have my table for rolling anymore, so my dice are like way too far away.
It's fine.
It's a D8,
Oh
right?
no!
Yeah. D8.
Oh
Roll a
no!
2.
Oh
Two.
gosh.
Oh dear!
Did you hit yourself real hard?
What? No, I just rolled a 1.
Okay. So everybody Matt, how do you say your character's name?
Demetra.
Demetra. As you land on your back, you feel a disc slip somewhere, and something very important break. So I need you to mark 3 boxes of injury.
Ooh,
Is that-
tasty. Ooh, good. Oh, I'm glad I
Um,
rolled that 20 last free running check.
Alyssa, you managed to kind of land a bit better, but you still like probably fractured your ankle, so take 1 box. And then Valaris, you're fine.
Yay.
And Navia, sadly, you also kind of feel your slightly older ankle and some kind of break and mark 1 box of injury.
Oh my
What?
gosh, are you guys okay?
How many
I
are
mean-
there again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Can I shoot my own foot?
Here, I'll shoot it. Give me your gun.
Here, just switch the mode.
Also, as you all land on this boat, it immediately pulls off, and you all get away.
Demetra's
Great.
just laying down, like not like squirming in pain, like taking all of her energy focused into not showing that she's in pain, but just laying flat on her back, just like staring straight up, like nope. Mm-mm,
Like a
nope.
hard frown on your
You-
face. Just, mm.
As you look up, you see there's no sky. You are in one of the inner plates of the tower. There's a false sun above you, but from wall to wall, it's just buildings. You can see anti-gravity runes around the walls to keep the building standing, but you can see that the fire from the bar
From your heart
exploding,
is out.
has started to spread across some of the other buildings as you pull away in this ship.
So, what's with this tower?
This tower is supposedly the last bastion for humankind. The world has fallen into disorder due to a great cataclysmic drought after the appearance and the war over magical technology. The land is almost impassable unless you have some kind of ship or vehicle because of the sand's consistency and its magical effect.
So
which
we're
is-
essentially in the human settlement. TM.
yes,
Gotcha.
you are in
TM,
the tower
TM.
right now. So yeah, that's what you see when you look up. Everybody else on the boat, you can see that it's pretty dingy. This seems to be a very, very old model. There's rope kind of left up to the side. You can see that there's some kind of there's metal barrels that look pretty rusted and gross on the deck. It's mock wood deck kind of is broken in a few places. There's rope tying boards together instead of them being properly nailed. You feel a few times the back kind of thrusters sputter and catch themselves,
Boards?
or plates.
Okay, I was just making sure. I'm like, is
Yeah.
this shit made of wood? Jesus.
It's like faux wood.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And you can see that there, from where you guys landed, there's the mass, and then there's kind of a smaller cabin, and you can see that there's nobody in it. And also, if from the mass, if you were to go directly right, there you'd be led to a trapdoor.
I die.
How?
You die. Okay, Nat's dead.
Okay.
Not
What?
my character.
Oh.
My character's fine. I just died.
Oh yeah, yeah, Matt. um, I'm probably gripping onto something because I don't like vehicles. I don't like things that fly
Yeah.
in particular.
You kind of drive
I-
through the spacing between two buildings, and the ship kind of automatically steers itself, and you feel your stomach turn and knot as you're like, this is not right, I should not be this high.
I wouldn't think that it's like a huge fear, but it's like an anxiety,
Mhm.
like a deep-seated anxiety about it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like he's
So there's a trapdoor and what now?
There's a cabin. You can see that there's a wheel that's unmanned. It just kind of automatically turning itself.
Gotcha. I fucking sit up, stretch a little bit, act
Ow,
like
ow,
I can
ow.
just act like I can just roll this off my shoulders, and take a glance overboard.
Um,
How big is this ship?
the ship it's about like a smaller yacht. So
Okay, so definitely not Everest.
right. It's about like 10 feet long, maybe 12.
Gotcha. Well, if no one else is gonna do anything, I'm gonna push open the cabin door.
All right, you push open the cabin door, and you can see inside. There's like a staircase going down. There's some technical equipment that's kind of covered up by like old clothing, like somebody had been living there for a while. There's like a bed in the corner, and But you do see there is one clean area on this like taskbar of this ship, and there's a fine letter that looks like it's obviously placed there because there's not like a layer of dust on it.
Gotcha. I pick it up and throw it overboard because I'm what's his face again?
Oh no.
Eyeball man.
Wait, what?
No, I pick it up. I read your letter.
All right, you pick it up and you open it, and it says, "Put it to good use." And as you pick it up, you can see that it was kind of connected by this bit of like static magic on this screen. And as you pull it off, you can see kind of this small blue orb like grow a face, and this bright smile appears on it with a ding. And it says in this like robotic tone, "Naming your new ship right now." And you can see this like kind of this little screen switch from this blue orb to a to footage of outside the ship, and you can see on the side these 4 little drones kind of come out and engrave onto the side of the ship parting gift.
Well, not what I would have named it, but I guess that's fine.
What would you have named it?
Something less sentimental.
You hear from the computer, 3 days after initial naming, you can submit for a change of license. And the same blue orb has switched back, and it's on the screen, and it's looking at you with robotic eyes.
Flying's
I
not my
can't see any
style
of this.
anyway. It's fine.
Okay. If you want to check out the other features of this vessel, they're downstairs. And it
I
kind of
immediately
moves.
head downstairs.
Oh, okay. I was gonna do it. Okay.
What's the thing?
Outside on the deck of the ship, what are you guys up to?
I'm anxious and just like looking around. Like, I obviously don't want to go inside the ship because I'm too busy like paying attention.
I suppose
So-
tending to my injury.
Okay. Are you just gonna shoot yourself?
Can I help?
Well,
Oh, are
yeah,
you
sure.
Anna?
sure.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Essentially,
If you want,
I mean, for the shock factor, I do shoot myself.
just as Valeris, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Valeris. It's either Valerius or Valeris, honestly. I don't know. I found it on a name generator.
All right, so Valeris, you just see Navia kind of just like take out her gun and just immediately shoot herself in the foot. Go ahead and
You really
roll.
shot yourself in the foot on that one, huh?
I really did. I shot myself in the foot.
Go ahead and roll me casting and programming magic, just really quick.
Oh, D20. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Huh, nice. Yeah. I'm also doing your character sheet at the same time, so excuse me if I'm a little
Oh,
slow.
no problem. All right, so that's going to be 1d6, and let me do some math. That's going to be 1d6 plus 8, and that'll get you your 1 injury back.
Okay. I'm assuming that I'm fine because I rolled a 5.
So yeah, so 8 plus 5, that'll get you your injury back.
Nice.
So yeah, you kind of feel there's a bit of a sting as your bone kind of sets back into place in your ankle, but you feel like you can stand again.
And so I do.
You are now
Kind
standing.
of brush myself off, like, this is normal.
So yeah,
So do we know each other, or
Yeah,
are
you
we-
guys-
That's-
uh,
Okay. because like her shooting herself in the foot, I feel like would not be like, oh no. It's like, oh okay, yeah, you got this. No, you're fine.
Okay. I've just said it for dramatic effect. I apologize.
I just want to make her be like, I feel like I've seen this before. I don't think I'm that freaked out. Maybe I am surprised every time it happens. Like, oh no, wait, all right, that's right.
So yeah, you all do know each other. You trained together, and you became engineers. Like you were set as a group from the start of your like when they found you. Like they were like, all right, these 4 together, and that's how you've been training for the last about 9 months.
Okay.
Okay.
So like you know each other's names and stuff like that. Just your DM doesn't.
Just
That
your
makes sense.
DM doesn't. You've had weeks
No, I
for
mean-
this, Zen.
What? I know I have, but I still haven't had some of the characters' names until like a couple minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's the trapdoor, and then there's the cabin. There's kind of there's also by there's also a few more barrels kind of around. Some of their lids are kind of like slightly moved over. And again, same. There's some rust and stuff like that. This looks like it has been in storage or somewhere for a very long time. And Matt, you come downstairs and you come into kind of like a small studio, essentially like the equivalent of like a studio apartment.
Mhm.
There's like a small kitchen on your right. There's some hammocks hanging, and there's many piles of dirty clothes, and there's even more mattresses like set on the ground. So it seems like somebody had been living here for a bit.
Mhm.
And you can see that there's some the lights overhead are kind of flickering. But it seems like there's a pretty livable space down here with
All right. I take a glance around. I see mattresses and dirty clothes, right?
you can roll gather if you would like
To do what?
to find out more about the room.
Oh,
Gather info if you would like, if you want.
if you want.
If you want.
No, I'm gonna roll not gather and not roll, and I'm gonna start picking up all of these dirty clothes and tossing them into a pile in the corner of the room.
uh, you hear kind of this small screen and kind of embedded into the stove kind of flicker on and say, I can take care of that. It's my job to okay.
I look up and go, then why haven't you taken care of it?
I was just kind of born when you took that letter. It was like basically like a seal, and so now I'm alive, and he or it it kind of makes these 2 tiny blue hands and goes like ha at the screen, and this small like chute opens up beneath the clothes, and it says, "I'll take care of cleaning and laundering those if these are yours."
I have no idea whose these are.
Oh, me neither.
I
I'll just throw them away. And
I look for a second and I go, no, launder them.
oh, okay. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh shit. I'll get right on that, sir. And it turns off.
At this, I fucking just start glaring at the panel.
It's off.
Got it. And I head back upstairs.
Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to do?
No.
Okay.
I am essentially paralyzed at the moment.
Is there any way we can calm you down, or?
Not exactly.
You hear kind of one of the barrels, this kind of holographic like projected screen appears and say, "Your heart rate's unusually high." And again, the same blue orb is looking up at you with its yellow eyes.
On the deck. On.
Well, I
like,
mean, that's the first time that character's seen it. I don't know the gender of your character.
It's a computer program.
No, not you, Geeg.
he.
Gotcha. That's the first time
Uh,
he's seen it.
Okay.
I think,
I
right?
Y'all can keep going. I hear my name being called, so I'll be right back.
Or
No, I'm basically the opposite of. I figure I'm basically the opposite of Matt's character.
The anti high.
What?
Nothing.
the lowest
So-
of elves.
Not like the, but like lower class.
But you're a full-blooded elf, so it's based
Yes.
on that system. Okay.
Yes, yeah. My my backstory is that I'm in the employ of the higher elves,
Gotcha.
or I was, but I'm exiled at the moment.
That's all.
Don't reveal
I
all your
don't
secrets
think-
right now, boy.
Well, I'm not sure if you would know me specifically. I would know you, like
Mhm.
from just
Like,
I would just know who
From
you
being
are.
a princess,
Yes.
essentially.
But I don't know if you, because I'm a saboteur and I'm like a spy basically. I would probably keep myself on the down low, but
Gotcha.
all right.
but I have like I would probably have like some indicator of possibly working with the higher elves. Just
you do actually have a brand on your lower back of a
I have a tramp stamp.
not like above your ass. It's like off to your side.
Okay.
And it's this like a leaf with the elven with elven script written all over it. You've never been able to read it.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't have seen this, I guess, just based on its
Maybe?
placement.
But that would be for Alyssa's character, or for your character to be like, if you want to show it off, like if it's
Yeah.
part. Okay, if it's part of who you are, like, hey, remember that one time I was branded?
But okay. So why?
Loyalty.
Okay. All right.
That's also why your exile was such a big deal, because you were
Okay.
you were directly involved with helping these people, and you supposedly betrayed them. So that's why it was
Betrayed
like
whom?
the matriarchs,
Oh, okay.
since you worked for the higher born people.
Okay. So.
Did he work for a specific family, or was it just for them in general?
That's for your character.
Well then, wasn't
that's
necessarily asking you, but it's fine.
oh, okay.
Whatever.
Sorry.
Hey, now that we have some time on this flying ship, what was your childhood like? No, sorry.
So okay, back to the situation at hand. I look at this thing and just say fuck off.
Do you wish for me to engage silent protocol? And it has like a yes or no response appearing on screen on this projected little thing.
So in this world, I'm assuming that this isn't like out of the ordinary.
Oh no, it is.
It is.
Yes.
Oh.
It's very. The only person
Sorry about that.
who would like have commonly seen these would be Determa? Not
Demetra.
Dimitri.
Demetra. Would be Demetra. These are essentially they're servant spirits created only of magic and then imbued into mechanical object. But
Okay.
you as a character don't know that. So it's just this weird thing that started saying things.
The barrel
Wait,
started talking to you
so
with
if
a
I-
blue face.
But why wouldn't I know what it is?
They're very rare. They take a lot of time to be made, and the like how they were and what they like how they were created is very. It's not like a shared secret. It's not
My
like
character is both royalty and an engineer, so I can see why my character could know where yours wouldn't.
Well, yeah, but I'm like royalty adjacent, kind of.
No,
Um,
I mean like an engineer, not as in like
Oh, yeah,
the boys,
okay.
but
Yeah,
like
I see.
actually works with engines.
So yeah, this weird thing is just saying stuff at you, and it just appeared.
Well, I already told it to fuck off.
So yeah, it has
and
the
it,
same.
and it said, and what did it? It
Do,
said,
do you wish for me to engage silent protocol? And then it was like a red response.
what the hell does that mean?
There's this blurb that says like the spirit will no longer talk. It'll only communicate through text, and when your heart rate is at a resting state, and then so it won't have to interrupt you or really interact with you.
Um. I I just I just look at it very kind of confusedly.
It moves its eyes. Hello. Do I can push the buttons myself if you say say the words on them. It's yes and no.
What did I just miss?
Apparently,
Okay, so the little spirit thing appeared in front of me and is worried about my heart rate because I'm very anxious and
Oh my
just
goodness
very
gracious.
like and I told it to fuck off.
So yeah,
Oh.
I can push them myself with voice command. You don't, or you can just point too. You could just be like, or I'll come back later, and it turns off itself.
I mean, you could have talked to it.
um,
I-
You don't have to tell me to fuck off too. It's fine.
Is there a way to tell what time it is inside here?
yeah, there's the false sun that's attuned to the real one.
Okay, what time is it? Ish.
It's about like 1, just after Hanu.
Ah, shit, we missed it by like 3 hours.
God.
We missed McCreasel by like 10 million years. No.
It's fucking okay. So we need to be at the place at 9.
Hey,
It's
the,
Fine.
the ship comes in 2
We-
days.
We made too many Oh, it's 2 days from now. Okay.
Yeah, you've got time.
Too many jokes.
Too
Too
many
many
jokes.
J's.
Too many
Um,
jokes. Too
So,
many.
so,
So
yeah,
I'm going to look at Navia
Yo, what up?
and could you please shoot me?
You want me to shoot you? Are you injured?
Yes, my ankle is on fire.
Shoot you good or shoot you bad?
You can do both.
I mean, do you want me to injure you? No. I'm just kidding. Don't look at me like that. So I aim my rifle for your ankle. Wait, before I fire, which one? Left or right?
Right.
Right side. Here we go.
What happens
shoot
if
you
you
in
hit
the
us
ankle.
when you're not injured?
Oh. I guess I could injure you.
I mean, it would.
I mean, do you want me to shoot you? Because I can.
I mean, I kind of want to figure out what happens when you hit somebody with a healing thing when they're not healing, when they don't need healing.
Well, let's see what happens because my player still needs to roll her dice.
Sorry.
All right, that's
Um,
plus casting
so-
programming, right?
right. Roll that again.
Okay, I'll roll that one more time. Oh shit, that's a nat 20.
Oh, okay. Well then, so you're shooting, Alyssa?
Yeah, right
right.
ankle. Mhm.
You heal all your slots back.
Okay, cool.
So,
I have one, but
you see the barrel begin to glow golden with force, and then shoot out kind of this translucent ethereal orb of yellow at your ankle, and it kind of resonates through your body, and it has this amazing setting warmth, and you are in tip-top shape.
okay. Still anxious, but thank you.
Yeah. So does anybody else have anything they want to do on the ship?
Uh, this ship you said is the size of a small yacht.
Yeah, so like kind of like the like think of the King of Red Lions, but it could fit more people. Like that kind of same design, but without a stupid lion face on it.
So what you're telling me is a very small boat, but bigger.
Yes,
That's what
but
you-
bigger, but not too big. Hey, not too big.
Not too
But not
big.
too big. Okay?
Not too big, just right.
like a medium small boat.
All right. Is there a way to get to like the engine room in this thing?
Oh yeah, the you go back up to the deck. Actually, roll me vehicles.
Oh, okay. Shit. Okay, I need more dice for this. Okay.
Gosh.
Hi. Thank you. 23.
Oh yeah, you know this boat. It's an old essentially sand elven fishing vessel of the Royal Navy. And these were one of when the first thought like what would happen if instead of having somebody having to like actually have a person man the boat, we just made something that could man the boat. So you know about that, and you know that trap hatch, that trap door, is what takes you to the engine room.
All right. I head down the trap hatch. Also, what? How much do I know about these spirit things?
You know that they are very rare.
Mhm.
That
Yes.
they are also basically kept on a disc somewhere hidden on the boat, and they can be sold for thousands and thousands of scarabs.
Yeah,
which
I
are-
immediately start searching for the disc.
Okay, roll gather.
All right. What's my gather? +1. So that's a 15.
You don't find it. You look and you look through the engine room, and there's nowhere.
All right. I call out for the spirit. Is there a way to just call for it?
You just do it. You just like I need help. And again, the same kind of projectable screen appears on kind of a pipe lying on the wall. I'll explain the engine room a little bit. You come down the ladder and you see it's this kind of network of running tubes and moving gears and whirring parts. And you can see in the center of this room is this big like glass tube with this blue ball of energy in it, and you know that that's like the that's essentially like what powers this whole deal.
Mhm.
What transverts the air into fire, which makes the boat go.
Okay.
So yeah, you don't find it, but the thing clicks on. Yes. How can I help you?
First off, what do I call you?
What do you want to call me? I
I
guess.
need something to address you by so that I'm not just calling for some generic spirit.
Phil. Phil will be just fine.
Phil, then. All right, Phil. Where are you?
Where? Well, I'm not supposed to tell you that.
Whose boat is this?
Well, it's the person who removes the thing, the seal.
Yes.
That person.
So mine.
Oh, okay.
Which means you're mine.
Uh.
I would like to know where you are.
um. I'm in the oven.
All right. Thank you.
Do you go immediately to the oven?
No, not immediately. Before that, I go. Also, she.
Sorry. You see kind of like code rewrite itself on its screen. Got it.
All right. Yeah. No, I head towards the oven. And I guess glance around it.
Yeah, you can see this kind of hatch open and say, here I am, and you can see that there's this like bright baby blue DVD drive, and there's like a hard disk kind of lightly ejects itself. So long as you have the disk on board the ship, I won't turn off, unless you tell me to. but as soon as you take it away, I essentially become trapped in it. And if that happens, he kind of looks like at the corner of the screen. Remember to turn me on now and again.
Yeah, no,
Gee.
I'm aware. I was just thinking I could install you into the buggy instead later on. Yeah, I just sort of leave the disc there for now.
Okay, it closes. And back on the top deck of the boat, you are all healed up, and you kind of you see quietly moving about the ship is Demetra.
With a little bit of a hobble.
Okay.
I shoot Demetra
Just without warning me.
without warning. Target practice.
All right, roll the you know how to heal by this point.
I do. Woo! That's a good number.
Was it another natural 20?
Nope, 17.
All right.
But I was gonna pull up the screen and write it in, but hey, since you know.
All right, so that roll the d6 and then add point or add 8 to it.
That's 12.
All right, yeah. So you get your you had one missing slot, right?
I
Or
had
did you
3 missing slots, my dude.
Oh. Yeah. So you get 2 back as
Okay.
you feel kind of the warmth kind of set into place, but you can feel that wound on your ankle didn't really feel the energy.
It's my back, remember? I landed on my
But
back.
you also right. So
Um,
so there's a few places where you could still feel kind of like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's torn.
Still tense, still hurts. I don't even like really address it, but I do wave my hand up like, thanks.
You're welcome.
So yeah. Anybody else have anything they want to do on the ship? It's still pretty messy.
Can I clean the ship?
Sure. And you can see that the boat is pulling out of this this plate it's going outside. And it kind of addresses you all at once. Speaking in like kind of the same voice. I'm gonna take us out of here. Is that okay with you guys, or did you want me to switch it over to manual?
I look at it and do I see that it's addressing everyone else as well?
Yeah.
I look at it and go, set it to manual, and next time you don't have to ask everyone.
What? Is that a command? And you can see that like there's the same prompt like yes or no. Do you wish
Yes.
to engrave this? Okay. Ding.
I was-
And then all the other ones turn off. You got it, ma'am. You're so mean. It's great.
I'm not mean, I'm spoiled.
So yeah, the boat kind of just starts to like drift instead of like having a forward goal.
Alright, I take hold, and where would I have parked the buggy?
You would have parked it either at the so the engineering guild, like the embassy of that guild, gives you housing for as long as you're doing your training in the tower. So you live on one of the top higher plates, like way up. So it would be up there. And there's
Okay.
like there's an elevator that moves your shit up and down.
How would I access that with this boat?
Basically there's a I mean you can just go outside and then just go up to it,
Okay.
and then
Then
there
yeah,
would
I
be
do
like,
that.
okay, so you go outside and you leave kind of the very comfortable 72 of the tower, the climate, and you kind of drift through this protective mist of water, and basically like a healing cream to protect you from the sun, and the familiar heat hits you, and you see the bright blue and endless yellow stretch out before you as the true sun its blindingly white light comes back into your eyes. You are hit with the smell of the desert, and by extension, the smell of home.
All right.
All right, so you fly back up to the 184th plate, which is
We were on which one beforehand?
you were on the 28th. It's really not a big deal. It's just like there's a lot of plates.
Gotcha.
So
Wait, so we just went back?
yeah, you went back to the guild.
Not back to the
gives-
bar. Back to
Your
where,
housing.
where our housing is.
Yeah, the vicinity. Okay.
Yeah, this whole thing is the tower. This whole shit.
Okay.
So
What plate were we on before with the whole bar scene?
that was the 28th plate,
And
and you're going to the 183rd.
wait, that was the 28th, and then we fell to the 28th still?
Yeah, it's all one floor. It's all one plate. They just maximized the space by putting the buildings also on the walls of the tower on the
I
inside.
see.
So essentially, it was like like an indoor pool. Imagine if instead of having an indoor pool, you had an indoor pool on the ground, on the walls, and on the ceiling, by the use of anti-gravity magic.
Oh, okay, I see.
Gotta work with what you got.
I was gonna say, that is one useless pool on the ceiling.
Yeah.
But the wall ones are useful.
Yeah. Well, they would be
No,
like.
not at all.
All right. So you begin the slow climb towards the towards back home. You get as you guys like kind of just meander through the heat. You can feel the kind of mist that the tower gave you. While refreshing, it's still already begin to melt off, and you can feel kind of the slight sting of the sun already, and the heat kind of breathe down your clothes. The boat begins to try to activate like a microclimate protocol, but then it starts to like seriously stall out as you are beginning to climb higher and higher. So there'll as you go towards like up on the plate, you can feel like the boat like jitter a few times and then stop. Like the back engines just stop moving, and then it just be the sail, and then it'll start back up again. But as soon as it tries to activate that one thing, it just ruins the whole system. But pretty quietly, you make your way back up to the back to your home plate, towards kind of the top, almost of the tower. At this point, kind of you get a few updrafts, which make the shuddering condition of the boat a little bit easier to deal with, and then eventually you drive up to this kind of ramshackle mixture of old rusted metal and kind of newer bronze plate dock. It's like this shimmering blue barrier that manages to like fix your ship in place so it doesn't. And this is one of the new forestry residential plates. So it's a mixture of both wooded area and residential living. That's not the best thing, because a lot of this tower, since it's mostly lower people, they just like forest and just like blow the factory forestry smoke throughout the unit, but you get used to it eventually. So yeah, you stand at this dock, and as you get off the ship, as it finally kind of slowly moves dyingly into the dock, it kind of once the dock holds it in place, it immediately shuts off, seeming to have kind of spent its last oof in it.
Is it fucking broken?
Maybe.
I
You are the fix boy.
I call out for Phil.
He kind of comes on, but it's kind of like jittery and cut apart. Sir.
Run
Or ma'am?
diagnostics.
It brings up the thing, and you can see like left pipe damage. North. It just seems like there's certain parts that are just completely broken. It can't even communicate completely to the whole ship.
God,
And-
what's the point of a flying machine if it can't even fly up this high? I step out out of the fucking driving chamber, grab the disc from the oven, and hop off the boat.
You get off. Does anybody else have anything they would like to do before they?
No, I get the fuck off the boat.
I'm imagining in the movie of this, you are the first one off the boat.
Yeah, Alessandro
Oh, yeah,
just
definitely.
fucking clambered off the boat.
I mean, to be honest, I'm just following that guy. He seems to know what the fuck he's doing.
All right, so you all get off the boat, and then for this next part, we're gonna just like speed through this. If you want to do something like just say it, and I'll tell you if you would have to go somewhere else or.
I wanted to see if Phil was compatible with my thing, buggy.
So you got to your kind of your house, which is actually positioned in kind of a nice place. The engineering guild seems to have spent some money on you guys. Actually managed to get a certain area for your training sectioned off so that the demolition wouldn't damage the woods. So you kind of have this small cabin just for you four, with your buggy parked to the side of it, real live grass beneath your feet, and a nice kind of dim forest or slow forest breeze is constantly blowing through. But you come back to your buggy, and your buggy is very much like it drives. That's what it's very good at.
Mhm.
So it doesn't really have kind of all this like, oh, I can make food for you, I can find your way, so it doesn't have that same like drive bay thing. So
Gotcha.
unless you like found that, it really won't work.
How we have 2 days till we have to start on this mission?
Right. You have 2 days, and I'll explain what that time is going to be used for. Every day, you will be able to do one thing that you think will help the mission in some way. I'll stick a skill to it, and then whatever that role, that will then come into play with your thing. You can also, if you were like come up with an idea later on, you can. Hold on, I'll get to that later. For this first part, if you would like to do something that would be like helpful, you think like, oh, I want to go find plans of the mansion, or oh, I want to go and look for this potion that I know can help us deal with the acid rain. Then
What about
You would
acid
just-
rain?
I don't know, maybe there's acid rain.
Well, I mean, you do know, and we don't, is the thing.
So yeah, this also goes for like buying things. You don't have to be like, I look for a shop. You can just go find one because you've been living in this area for quite a while.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So we'll start from.
I've been meaning to ask Zen. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah.
cut you off just there. Just then.
Yeah, what's up?
Ammunition.
Your
You
gun
didn't tell me how that worked.
doesn't. It's a magic gun. It doesn't have bullets.
All right. Thanks.
So essentially, imagine that you're like shooting magic missiles. So you're just like shooting hurt magic at people and shooting heal magic at people.
Nice.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so we'll start from the top and then we'll go downwards. If you can't come up with an idea, we'll just come back to you. So Alyssa, so you oh, that was an odd noise.
I have a bottle with a cork in it. Makes
What
that
do you
very
drink?
good noise.
What you sipping on?
I'm not. I'm just fiddling with it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, if you had something in mind that you would like to do, then feel free to say. If you can't come up with anything, we'll move on and we'll come back to you.
Geek.
I'm here.
It's
Did you,
you're first, my dude.
Yeah.
It's you.
Uh, well, I mean, the obvious thing to do would be to like try to find information about this.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
the,
that
the-
sounds.
the
That's-
just the ship in general.
Okay, yeah. So we'll say that. Go ahead and make me a gather check. And then once you make that check, I'll come back to you. Novia, what would you like to do to
Yes.
assist? Or
Um,
just if you just had a free time thing you'd like to do.
well,
Put it in the roll 20, and then once I run through what everybody will like to do, I'll come back to those rolls. We'll resolve them. We'll move on to the next day.
okay. What kind of ship are we going after? I'm
A
sorry.
warship, ginormous, equivalent
Can
to.
I find plans for that warship?
Sure, go ahead. Actually, that would have already been covered under Alyssa's check for gather for information. So, just so you don't have to waste your
Sounds
time.
good. Navia makes a sandwich.
For the entire day.
No.
The entire
It's a
day.
really
But-
good sandwich.
Oh my god!
Oh dear.
What was that?
The power of the sandwich.
The power of the sandwich.
Oh my god. You can actually get back to me.
Okay.
Just I have to clean this up real quick. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Valeris,
Hey, what's
you're-
up?
what would you like to do if you had something in mind, either that could be beneficial to the mission or that you just would like to learn about the world? You have this kind of whole area that's basically equivalent to like a small town that basically relies on these factories to get around. There's some shops kind of set up, run by local people. Essentially, everybody knows their name or your names. Mostly like older folks who can't handle the who don't really have the money for the lower plates.
Can I set up about getting some weapons?
Yeah, sure.
I was thinking a lot of like herbalist stuff because I'm a beekeeper and I think I put that with like a little bit of like alchemy. No,
Yeah.
no, maybe I did. I don't know.
Yeah,
So I'm
well-
thinking like I'd like to do like just grenade, like not grenades, but throwing stuff at people with an effect, so a negative effect on things.
All right, yeah, that sounds awesome. So, you quickly find the shop that specializes in herbs. You manage to, like your own house, but smaller, get a plot of land to grow and farm medicinal things. And also, they are contracted by the tower to make weapons for them and healing drafts. So that would be your first place to look. It's kind of it's in this big, long, kind of like hooked building that's like a bunch of different shops kind of pushed together. Essentially, think of like if you took out a quarter of a mall, you know, but made them shop like a house that you can live and operate a business in.
Okay.
Just for a word picture.
All right.
Borf, borf.
So we
Sorry.
can. It's fine. Whatever. Dogs bark.
No, they don't.
So do you go there now, or do you mind if I move on to Matt? Figure out what he wants
You
to do.
can do that because I gotta use the restroom first, and while you help Matt, then I'll do that. So I'll
Alright.
be back.
Matt, how would you like to assist the
I would
mission?
like to disassemble this ship.
Okay. I will let you do that.
Specifically, specifically trying to get the drive working.
Alright,
But
so-
any other useful parts I find would also be appreciated.
You can spend this as a one-day action, and it'll be pretty challenging because you're dismantling a ship within one day. And then, or you can do this over the space of both of your days, and it'll be easier. Yeah, you'll have a better chance just in case.
I figured that it would be like spending one day disassembling and one day fixing it onto the thing, but like that if that's wrapped up into one action, then I'd be fine with doing 2 days for that.
All right, cool. Make me a vehicles run, and then we'll wait for. Actually, I'll get back to Alyssa. You after you vehicles.
17.
Cool.
Roll it twice and take the higher. We'll just do style D&D advantage.
Oh, okay.
For Matt.
What?
Hang on.
We're not back to you just yet.
Oh, okay.
Is that a good?
No, it's either 24 or 15. So I think
zoinks.
probably 24.
So we'll get back to that. But first, Alyssa, after spending the 4 hours talking to a few of your military contacts, poking your nose in a few things, checking a few of the ether boards, you do find that in fact in this on this plate, one of the workers and one of the designers lives here. They were given government housing.
Okay.
So you can, if you would like to go kind of check out what they do, then you can make. We'll say that since you got a pretty good roll, which one do you go to?
It was. It
was
the
a-
two
A
people.
worker, like somebody who like worked with the metal, and a designer, somebody who like drew out the ship and how it was like gonna be planned. If you would like to talk to both, I'll let you do the same thing as Matt. So, you can go and spend your 2-day period with both of them to get a higher chance of getting the information you want, or you can have that 1 day to do this, so you can have another action tomorrow.
I thought the initial one was my action for the day.
No, that wasn't.
Okay.
I'm resolving that right now.
Oh, okay.
So this is all in the same day, essentially. So you, in the timeline of this, you have just gotten back and you're home, and now you're like, all right, let's work.
Okay. Well, I will go to the. Hey, I'm not going. I'll reserve my second day.
Mhm.
I will go to the designer.
Okay. So
and see if there are like good plans.
So since you rolled pretty good, are you gonna be kind of like, are you gonna just like talk to him and be like, hey, could you give this to me? Or are you gonna did you want to like sneak in and take off?
I'll probably. Can I do like a combination of both? Like, oh, did you clear it?
Yeah, just so everybody has a new clean sheet if somebody wants to draw something.
I put my smiley face.
It was covered up by an eraser.
What?
Your smiley was all covered up by stuff. But right. So, what did you want to do? Did you want to sneak in, or did you just want to?
Well, can I talk to him, get an idea, and then sneak into his house?
Sure. Yeah. Sure. So we'll say you kind of like go up to the. Do you go up to the door and they're just like, hey, I want to talk to you?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. So you rap on the door and you kind of see this younger gentleman. He looks like he has these really deep. He has these deep bags under his eyes, and he has kind of slightly graying hair. And he like sheepishly looks at you from the door. Can I help you?
I'm here to discuss a ship with you.
There's nobody here who knows anything about ships, and if you could please leave my porch, that would be very much appreciated. And he begins to shut the door.
You don't understand. I need to talk to you about a ship.
Go ahead and roll speak
Okay.
to try and convince him to.
That's a 19.
sorry, I had to take some water.
Okay.
He kind of like looks down. Knew I should have hidden myself better. You get 3 minutes, all right? And he opens the door all the way. Follow me.
All
And
right, I
he-
follow him.
He leads you through this kind of this actually pretty nice corridor. It has some carpeting in it. There is kind of dim lamps on the walls that are lit. You can see that the kind of sitting room off to the right, which has this very fancy ether setup, is placed on the table. And that part is very, very clean and well kept. But everywhere else is kind of trashy. There's papers. You can see that there's broken pencils almost everywhere. And a bunch of like half-drawn sketches. But you keep following him, and he leads you to the back. He leads you to like kind of like a back kitchen. This kind of garish white and red tile are on the floor, and he gestures to a table. He claps his hands, and this kind of blue energy sets like two cups on the table, and this bottle of rum kind of comes down from the cupboard and is put on the table, and he immediately helps himself. And he says, "Sit if you want."
I'll go ahead and sit.
Um, he's like, finishes his drink. All right. What do you have to know about that god awful ship? Or what would you like to know?
You know what to
Ye-
say. And I don't
Um,
say that. I don't say that in character.
We can
hello,
we can come
Vansound.
back to you if you would like.
Just
Sure.
into his eyes.
So we'll pause that there, and
Okay.
then so you're about to have drinks with this guy, and then we'll move on to Navia. I forget. Were you just joking about not doing anything, or were you really just gonna laze it out for the next few days?
The thing is, I'm not sure what to do. Is what it is.
Well, it's just what do you think would be beneficial if you were in this scenario? Like, what would you want to do? Would you want to have a contact on the inside who could get you out, or maybe there's something about it that seems fishy to you? So this is all just what, if you were in this world, what do you think would be helpful and beneficial? That's all I ask.
Okay.
That's all.
Can I say that like I told her or like left some notes about
Mhm.
Oh,
my
Jesus.
research about who is involved?
Okay, yeah, sure. You obviously communicate with each other. You're not just like silent plateaus walking around each other. So you do, Navia, you know that Alyssa is going to see the designer of
I
the
apologize,
Everest.
Screen,
Well,
the thing
for
is, if you're gonna talk to the
air
designer,
conditioning
can I
noise,
talk to
but
the
it's
other
getting
dude?
Real hot
Yeah,
in here.
sure. Navia, you go over to the workman's house, the person who actually manned the steel and forged essentially the chassis of the boat. And you can see that it's this kind of haggard old man, and he opens up the door, and he looks at you. Hey, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be once they started adding chemical powder to the steel. But can I help you if you're there?
Are you a ghost?
I've been spending time with a lot of old people, so
Oh my
Do
god.
they all explain exactly why their hearing isn't what it used to be or what
Yes.
have you to you
yes,
every time?
I'm not even joking. Yes,
That's hysterical.
I'm not even exaggerating. You don't even have to try. They'll just
Oh my
tell
God.
you. So yeah, he looks at you through like squinted eyes, and he opens them a little bit, and for that second, you see the most brilliant blue pupils you've ever seen in your whole life.
But his eyesight ain't what it used to be.
They're not. You can see that like there's actually a few porous burns around
Mhm.
his eyes and on the corneas themselves.
I'm tempted to shoot him in the face. But I'm not gonna do that. Okay. So, do I have his name?
Yeah, his name is
His name is what?
His name is
Ethan.
what?
Ethan.
Ethan.
Yeah.
Okay, because I got like direct silence, and I was about
Yeah.
to be like,
I also
Are
got his
you-
name is. Hi, his name is what? His name is
His name
who?
is Wiki Ethan.
Wiki Ethan.
all right. So, she kind of looks at him for a moment and wonders, how old is this ship?
Did you ask him that?
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna be straightforward. It's like, I need to talk to you about a ship.
Oh, is it the Everest? Or he kind of begins to like walk away from you, like just leaving the door open.
I follow.
That was quite the ship back in my day. It's been around since I was a lad. And he tells you that he is about like 98 years old.
God.
The boat was the Everest was originally made during the first war against the coming dwarves and the rise of magic. So it was one of the first pieces of technology that they realized, like, holy shit, we can do this. We can do this too. It's a very old boat.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of like he just kind of meanders on about how like, oh, this was here and this was here and I remember this and this. He just kind of unloads this whole story of how the boat, like, you couldn't take her too high or the left turner would fail. Never could get that to work right.
Hold on, I'm writing that down.
That good old left turner.
That good old left
Actually,
turner.
it was very bad. It was like permanently broken. You couldn't fix it.
That good old classic left turner. We
I
called
don't know
her
why
old
they made it
reliable.
plastic.
Old, unreliable.
Old Unreliable. We called it the Everest or Old Unreliable. That's a great name. God.
All right, and then on to Cirrus. So you kind of open up this door. There's a slight jingle from the bell. There's these running strands of hanging oil baubles, kind of a controlled burst of gas, and then a slow, consistent spark create a nice candlelight without having to worry about wax or anything like that. You can see that it's that the counter where you would buy something is, even from as soon as like from where you're standing at the door, is completely covered in books and papers and all this stuff. There's a cash register for scarabs on the counter. You can see kind of worn and very old, broken in a few places, but the stuff that is part of the shop, the herbs, they are very fresh. You can see as you look around. A few of them are kept in glass containers. There's kind of there's this small help yourself bucket of like crystal vials and secondhand gloves, and there's and a few tomes that are broken that say like the basics of alchemy, or like combat with chemicals.
Oh, I got that one.
Okay. You pick it up and you hear from the counter kind of this rustle of stuff, and you see this woman in basically in this tall pointed hat, glasses on her face, freckles and red hair, she looks at you and she's like, "Oh my gosh, a customer!" And she, with such speed you've never seen of somebody wearing a witch's hat, she rushes over to you and she just starts berating you with questions like, "Oh, do you know this book? Do you know the author? Oh, I love this one. It has some really interesting sections on how to."
Hey, just a tip for you. Don't do that. I understand you're excited, but now I feel frightened and kind of want to leave.
She takes a good few steps back. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Anyways,
You said it's fine a lot. That makes it sound like it's not fine.
anyways, so I just need to make some concoctions, or I could just order. Do you want me to just like grab whatever to make whatever I think I want to make, or do you want me to roll?
DM to player, just tell me like, I want to make a potion like this, and then I'll describe to you how you would, or if you could, make that potion with the help
I
of
want to make
this.
acid.
All right.
I want to throw acid everywhere.
I want to
Okay,
drop acid.
Oh my
you
god.
Get high with
wanna
this
get
witch.
high.
So she sets a kettle on and she looks at you, determination in her eyes, and said, "Let's get lit, motherfucker."
No,
Um,
thanks.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
Demetra.
Yeah.
That's it. You're on the boat.
Hit me. I'm on a boat.
It has not been able to turn on. And you rolled a 23. This is for both days of the.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you do manage to take out the drive intact completely, and you also get the engine, the part that turns again the air into fire, what makes the boat go.
Sweet.
So you have those two very rare parts.
Are there parachutes on this thing?
No. Which seems like a very bad design point.
Yeah, that's a very bad design point. When I get home after finding that, like at the first day, when we're all sitting around a table eating dinner together, because we're all friends, I mentioned that somebody should probably get some parachutes.
Okay. Sounds good.
Also, as
Or something that can get us to the ground safely if things go bad.
Matt, as you remove the drive tray, something that you should be kind of familiar with. As you hold it in your hands, there's actually a symbol that you've never seen before engraved on the bottom of the like plastic of it, and it's a moon, and there's like a rocket crossing it. You've never seen it. And with that, we'll go back to Alyssa. So you're at this table having drinks with this guy.
I'm not drinking. I don't
Okay.
drink a lot, so. Okay.
So wait, this engine turns fire into air? Or air
It's
into
a-
fire, rather?
I'm assuming it's like a ramjet or something like that.
Then?
Jin doesn't. Jin don't
Zan
care.
died. But no, like I said, I'm assuming it's something like a ramjet.
Who knows? We won't, because
What's
Zin
up?
died.
Hi.
Hi, what happened to you, bud?
Hi.
Somebody called my name. I had to go talk to them.
Oh. Fucking this engine thing. What exactly does it do?
It's pure alchemic energy that converts fire or converts air. It automatically combusts it, so there's no need to burn a resource besides like the magical filaments in the tube. So
Gotcha.
think of it like this big glass. What is it called? It's an vacuum tube. There you go.
Yeah.
With these two diodes on the top and the bottom, one positive and one negative, and when they like project this magical energy that creates this huge blue mass that again, takes in air, converts it to fire. Makes
Gotcha.
things go.
And was I able to install the drive into the buggy? Was that
Yeah,
included in that?
you
one?
managed
Okay.
to take out the whole system, so you have now right on the buggy navigational mod and slash Phil. So what this means is that Phil will now be able to automatically drive your buggy, um, uh, manage whatever might be wrong with it, and also on checks where you have him turned on, um, and you, in places where you would spend fuel, you can have him take the fall instead.
I can kill Phil.
No, you can just it can just be like, oh, Phil moved us out of the way of that thing, but that obviously this is it was a little damaging to the circuits, so for the next hour or two he won't be able to do much.
Gotcha. Cool.
All
So
right,
he's
but-
he I can use him as a temporary fill. I mean a temporary fuel.
Also, did we ever go over your buggy has 3 fuel right now to start with.
3 fuel. Okay.
So right, Alyssa, you're having drinks with this, or not drinks. He's drinking. You are not. So he's. What do you ask him? He kind of gestures to the wall and is like, ticking.
No. What can you tell me about this? Like,
Well, what am I allowed to tell you?
What are you
not
not allowed to tell me?
I worked on a
Yeah.
boat.
okay.
That's-
What can you not tell me?
That's a vague.
I mean, yeah, that's.
I mean, I can pretty much just tell you that I worked on a boat. Everything
what
else
was
is
your?
pretty.
What were you doing on the boat? What did you?
I was supposed to design it, draw it out, make it work.
Do you still have those designs?
Yes,
Okay.
you cannot have them. Obviously, they're mine.
Okay.
He kind of suspiciously raises an eyebrow at that comment and pours himself this time only half of a shot and looks at you. Any other questions? Geek?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm.
Do you want us to get back to you?
Yeah, for sure. We'll come back in a second. So we'll go back to Dimitri. So this old man,
Who?
again.
Who the fuck's Dimitri? Hey, God? One more
Navia.
time.
Navia.
Thank you.
Navia.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you were close to my name.
Yeah, I thought you were going back to.
Yeah, I was like, when did I get to this
Alright.
old man?
So this old man is basically just rambling off, and
Yeah,
can't really see, right?
Right.
Can I rifle through his stuff as he's talking to me?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right, because
roll-
I'm assuming
roll.
since this guy is a builder for this, he may have a copy of the ship's plans.
All right. Go ahead and roll me sneak and then gather.
Sweet, I have a +1 in that. That's a 19 +1, 20. That's not natural, but I'll put it in here anyway.
All you boys with your such high rolls, I love it.
Let's see.
I can't wait for it to all go terrible later. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
but-
excited for that part. I can't wait to die.
You know what? I
I
got
mean-
Phil in my car. That's all I care about.
That's all you give a shit about.
You have
And
an
then what was
infotainment
it?
center
Gather?
Yeah, and then gather for
Okay.
after this nat 20.
Okay, so that's 17. Because
Ooh,
it's
yeah.
my
so-
gather is +1.
Nice. So yeah, you
Okay.
look through his stuff, and in a frame in his room, you can hear him kind of like, yeah. So Susan that day served me eggs, and this time they had too much pepper, but I was okay
Oh.
with it because she worked so hard on them. So I
Oh
ate them.
my
but they-
dear, that sounds so nice.
But yeah, in his study again, Kate and Dusty hasn't come here in a long time. You can see that on the wall there is kind of a side view. There's no cargo in it, but you can see the entire layout of the ship if it was empty.
Okay. You said it's framed and hanging on the wall?
Yeah, it's like a placard, like, in exchange for your hard work.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. What I'm gonna do is, as is his hearing impaired as well? I'm gonna test this by tapping something.
Like a glass.
What's near me? Do I have like something
Yeah,
I can just...
You pick up
Tap.
like a doily, like this kind of like glass bauble on the table, and you tap it, and you can hear that he kind of stirs. Like, did you drop something? Oh, there's a dustpan in the closet.
Oh, thank you. I'll go ahead and I'll clean that up right away.
Oh, you don't have to worry. I don't get around much. I pretty much just sit in these two rooms.
Well, please tell me more about... What's her
Eggs.
name?
Susan.
Susan.
Oh,
Please
Susan's
tell me more
eggs.
about Susan.
Susan's eggs. Oh, they're
Please,
so good
please continue.
sometimes.
And as
It's-
he's going around doing that, I'm pretending to clean something up, but I'm actually gonna try and get that thing out of the frame.
all right. And we will go
And-
back to Valeris.
What?
Um,
I'm
so,
here.
she has started kind of this base acid, and I want you to roll gather, but in the form of like information. You're trying to absorb the knowledge from this lady as she kind of barrages you with facts and tips and tricks and how to make this very powerful acid.
Okay, so that's 1d6 plus 2. Oh goodness!
Is that
so
a good?
1.
Oh,
Wait, hold on. What are
Oh.
you rolling?
I rolled a 1
uh,
on a
no, I
d20.
mean-
gather.
Which dice are you rolling right now?
I
D20.
rolled the d20 first. Now I'm rolling the d6 to go with it.
Oh, okay.
And a 4 plus 2 makes it 7 altogether. But unless the 1 makes it mean that I automatically fail.
You absorb some of the info. Like you managed to get kind of the little watery, and you could still kind of put your hand in it. Hers is like this nice, bubbling, brilliant green, and yours is like kind of like vomity, like pea soup. But you put this. You can put this on like a part of your skills, or you can say that like splash potion acid.
Where it makes somebody go, ah, that burns. Yeah, take that. Kind of stinks. Yeah, I know, right? I'm a little inconvenienced
you.
right now.
And it'll be 2d4. Yeah, 2d4 acidic damage.
Okay, so flash potions.
Side note: is that just serious? Make it kind of.
Glitching out? Yeah, I
Okay.
noticed it.
Oh, am I glitching? I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not like you could do anything. It's your internet.
I'm gonna try and see if I can fix it, because some reason there's a towel on the thing for the internet. So,
Okay, so
And everyone knows that towels will dampen your connection.
well,
actually,
this, it's the
Oh
thing
my
that's-
god.
It's the
If
thing
you're-
that's connecting the internet to the through the
Hey
walls.
guys,
'cause
stop explaining. It was a pun.
we're
okay.
just like,
So we'll move on from Sirius, so you can go look at your internet. Determa, it is you. Oh wait, your 2 days are spent. So yeah, it's just
Determa.
Alyssa.
It's me, Determa.
Oh my god.
You know the name Dimitri? It's like that, but with at the end instead of
I got it, Dimitra.
E. Yeah, there you go.
we'll get it someday.
But right, so back to you, Alyssa. This man is starting to cock an eyebrow at your statements.
So he's on my shit. A little bit.
uh, if he says, "Do you want the plans?" He kind of like points at your pocket. When you came in, I saw your badge. If you can shell out the scarabs I need to get out of this shithole, I'll be more than happy to give it to you.
And what is that price?
He kind of puts on this small pair of glasses and pulls out this old style carbon printer receipt maker and like taps on it for a couple seconds. 1,024 scarabs.
How?
About one, the coins in this world are made of these finely modeled metals, going from brass, silver to gold. There's brass roaches, silver butterflies, and then gold scarabs. One golden scarab can buy you a one-way ticket to any of the other major kingdoms in the world.
Okay, so that's a large amount of money.
That's a very, 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 very large amount of money. On your persons right now, you have about 10 each.
Okay. Can I see if I can get that? Like,
If
I guess I don't know exactly where from, but
You're gonna go gambling.
there's, are you asking if you can find a way to make easy money?
like, would I be able to get it from the guild at all, or?
The guild does have some forwarding ways, like they think something could be beneficial to a job that they have investment in, but to them this is just like, this would be like a whatever job.
Okay.
So
All
if you
right,
want
this
to
would not warrant that kind of
like
money.
yeah,
Let's go rack up some debt with some loan sharks.
Pickle Rick!
Pickle
Yeah,
Rick.
of course, I wouldn't know about what's going on with Navia, so
right.
That's
Um,
okay.
Speaking of that, as you come to this wall in your brain, as he looks at you and says, I'll be willing to accept it in either right now or about from 2 hours from now. But I will not let you see them until I get them. And I know how valuable these little info things can be to your cause. And with that, we will move on to Navia. Navia, as you reach for this painting or this picture, I need you to roll me con.
Oh dear. That's where it's bad. Let's see.
Constitution.
No. Con,
No.
like
I
taking
know,
stuff.
For taking things. Again, this is where it's bad. Oh, thanks fucking Jesus.
No, not thank Jesus. We're using up all our good rolls.
So yeah, you reach for it and you feel your hands begin to shake for a second, but I'm assuming like Nuvia would probably have like some kind of like braces on to minimize
Yes.
it. Okay.
Yes.
So, but you kind of stop for a second, you tighten them nice and tight, and it's lessened, and you manage to take the frame and all silently off the wall. So you are now in this study, holding this huge, frankly, framed picture.
All right. Using.
oh,
Am I
oh,
able
it's
to, do
big.
I have to make?
I-
Do I have to make another roll to carefully set it down? Because I'm gonna have to try and get this piece of paper out of it. This whatever it is.
Well, your con roll was good enough to say that you can set it down.
Uh-huh.
But if you were to like move it from one room to another, that would be another con roll.
Well, I'm not taking the entire frame. I just want to get.
I know. I'm just saying that if you were, that's what you would have to do.
Okay. All right. Because I'm not walking out with a huge frame. That's gonna cause a lot of drama.
Okay, yeah. So you crack it open, and it there's this dust cloud, and it sizzles for a second like a glass of Pepsi,
Oh my god.
and the yellowed parchment from some slight sun damage from sitting in the same room with the same light for the last crazy number of years.
Probably 70 years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, it's not brittle paper or anything, is it? I can just take
Well,
it
so-
out, roll it up.
I'll say that you probably like brought like a collapsible cardboard tube or something that you could throw it into.
Okay, because it's about 70 years old, right?
Yeah,
the
so-
paper. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty brittle, but I'm not gonna be like, now you have to roll paper handling.
No, I mean, again, if
Ethan
I'm
said
asking,
that, of course.
if
Okay, but yeah, so
he's just waiting at the door, roll paper handling, young lady.
so in
Okay.
with
This old man's gonna do like a quadruple backflip and kick you in the face.
Oh no!
It's like, I've been newsflash, asshole. I've been seeing you the whole time.
I'm the one get superhero from My Hero Academia. Get fucked, nerd.
Oh no!
No.
I was actually referencing It's Always Sunny, but that works too, I guess.
Oh,
That was
my
awful.
God.
But yeah, so with deafness, you managed to roll up the tube and close it back up into this
Okay.
this
There's.
this
Yeah,
cardboard thing.
All right, I put it in a tube. That's great. There's one more thing I want to do.
Okay.
Because his eyesight's really poor, and
Yeah.
this frame is on the ground. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the largest piece of paper I can possibly find in this study, which is not very big, and I will draw a half-assed ship on it. And put it in the frame.
Okay, I need you to roll me a d4.
A D4. That's a 3.
Okay, so you pull out kind of like this brush pen off his desk, and you get really close, and you draw this boat? Question mark? Whale? Plane? Planet? It's a whale. No, it's a whale. Whale, not it.
Art is subjective.
Exactly. And you close it back up, and you again hang it back on the wall.
Oh God. Brilliant. Is he still in the middle of his rant?
Oh yeah, now he's talking about like back in my day, we had to cast magic through our brains. We didn't have any of this fancy dancy metal around.
Oh my God. So as he's talking,
These damn millennials.
Fucking avocado toast.
as he's going off about avocado toast, I'll just quietly make my way out and close the door silently.
Oh, bye.
You didn't even say anything? You just...
No.
Okay.
All right.
This poor fucking guy.
I finally got a visitor! I'm so excited!
God, I haven't talked to anyone in over a year. After my grandson died, Oh, you're leaving. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Talking, you'll still be here.
Effie, as you begin to walk back to your house with the tube in hand, as you step on kind of the brick road and walk past one of these monolith factories, this being one of the higher towers, it actually is exposed to the real sun. It's beginning to sunset across the desert. The pinks are mixing with the blues, and it's creating this amazing effect through the trees. And as you listen to kind of the genetically modified birds chirp in the trees, you hear something rattle in the cardboard tube with the map. And we'll go back to Alyssa.
Crap.
It's
probably
me.
full of
I
spiders.
crawled into the
I'm just going
tube
to say,
because I
I'll see
wanted
what I
to
can
keep talking.
do. Get
Okay.
Thanks.
What you gonna do?
get you that money, but I cannot guarantee it. So,
Well, and I can't guarantee you'll get the plans.
that's fair.
So you can either take the 2-hour deal, or get the fuck out of my house.
Oh yeah, I'm going to take that 2 hours and go and see what I can do.
All right. He follows you back out to the door, and leads you away.
All right.
Opens it for you, and then you can hear the sound of thunk, 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 and then many locks being placed on the door.
Okay. All right. Now, is there any obvious entry point into his house?
There are think kind of old style like 80s townhouse essentially, but made of this kind of fine deep red oak.
Now,
So there's a few windows, but you can see that there's a flurry of movement behind them, and they're slowly all being drawn.
all right. Well, what time is it in my?
For you, it's still about like it's about 4-ish, 4 or
Okay.
5.
All right. Well, this person would probably have like some sort of security. I
don't know.
You would,
Who knows?
of course, you would know, but
Oh, I know nothings. Of the things I know, none is all of them.
Sounds right.
did in my
If
in my
knowledge, then not Zen.
No.
okay in my gathering earlier, did I probably would have like learned a little more, or could I have learned a little more about this old man?
The old man that
In gathering this information, would I have learned like if he has
the
security
no
or okay
the for if he's old man.
no
Okay, this guy.
I
Okay.
mean they're probably both old men.
He's an elf.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's like in his like he's halfway through his elf life.
Okay.
He's elf 50.
Oh
Probably
my
like
God.
elf 35.
Oh, you're an elf?
Yeah.
For some reason, I pictured a giant furry the entire time.
No,
I
I did
There's
ask.
not even
No.
a
I-
furry
I-
race.
I sadly did not let Geek choose to be a furry.
Sadly
That's okay.
is certainly a word that you could use for that.
I wasn't gonna say gladly.
I would say that. I would
You're the
say
word.
that.
So much
Um,
love in this room.
So yeah,
So much
so
love.
you're outside of his house as the sun kind of sits above you. You can hear him kind of quickly scatter across through his house.
And he'd honestly be expecting me to like. So I am actually just going to leave. I am going to. I'm not going to break into his house yet.
Okay, so you leave, and then we move on to the next day. So people,
Well, no, I was going to. Well, he gave me 2 hours,
right? So he gives you 2 hours.
and I. Well, the Engineers Guild is probably not going to help me with that kind of money.
Probably won't. You could try. You could try to go down to the guild embassy on the first floor of the tower, roll a speak check, and then come back up.
How quickly could I do that?
Not very.
Okay.
You are almost at the top of this tower that's 184 stories tall, and each story is about the size of a city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Well,
Break into his house. I was gonna be like, break into his house, but then.
no, I'm not going to do it immediately after. I'm thinking about doing it the next day. But,
Okay.
Ah,
So shall we move on to the next day?
Sure.
Okay,
You
so
told me my tube was rattling though. What the hell's
Okay.
going on with
Yeah,
that?
there's nothing happening there. It's fine. Next
Yeah.
day.
I absolutely.
Anyways, Navia is dead.
Okay.
Navia exploded. Exploit it.
Exploits.
Explode.
And
She was exploited.
Is it because I didn't make friends with an old man?
it is exactly
The
because of
karma
that.
immediately came back and bit you in the dick.
Finally.
No, you reach inside and you can see, you actually pull out a bullet from inside the tube. It seemed like this was rolled up inside, and it says on the bullet, from Samantha to Ethan.
It says on the bullet, "I'll be your number one."
That's a pretty dark gift to give somebody. Here's this bullet. Remember this
Also,
In
with
case you
your
need to die.
with your keen medical eyes, you do see that there's a bit of like crusted blood on this bullet.
How? Wait. Is
Like,
it?
is it just the slug?
Yeah, it's so in this world there's like a mixture of both like flintlock ammunition and traditional bullets. So there's like the shell is somewhere inside this tube, but it also has like the launching part of the, and it's on it. Yeah, I know guns. No, I don't.
It's one fucked up gift. Okay.
So now you have that.
Now I have this.
So what did you guys do today? I have this bullet. that maybe was shot into somebody. I don't know.
I have
I
one.
worked on a car.
All right. So
I made acid.
you all come back and you kind of the sun again beautifully sets and the double moons begin to rise in the sky. And the audio recording of crickets and frogs begin to resonate through your plate, and we'll start the next day. Starting again with actually this time we'll reverse it up. So the Terma, you're first. Oh right, sorry.
First of all, wrong. Second
am.
of all, I spend my day fucking hooking that shit up,
All right.
souping up my car. It's real good now.
Yeah.
It's a cool car, very good.
And then moving on to Valaris.
What's up? I guess I'm gonna make some more potions.
What's up? Sorry, I hear you trying to get.
I
out
was
of the
gonna I was gonna be right back.
So yeah, so you're gonna go back to the same lady and try to make some more stronger acids, or are you gonna?
I think I'm gonna do something. Not acid, but
Okay. If you're doing this on your own, then I'll say you can roll create and
well, I
create.
have some pluses into creating weapon creation.
Uh-huh.
So I was thinking I could actually I don't know, make a few like.
Yeah, we'll say that there's like a forge set up to your cabin. It would
Okay.
make sense since like the guild is about building things. So
Yeah.
go ahead and roll me weapon creation, and then tell me your idea.
I got a 10, but I got a +2, so it makes it 12.
Okay. And what are you trying to make?
I think I'm just gonna make something crossbow.
Okay,
Just
so
simple.
you kind of take some of the wayward lying hardwood that you've had left over from a few projects,
Mhm.
take some twine and some other strong paracord, and begin trying to arm this crossbow. And but as you get to the last step where you pull the string back and load it for test fire, it snaps. So that's your action. If you wanted to go like buy something or do something quick, you could also do that. But for now,
Buy a crossbow.
I guess I'm just gonna go buy a crossbow and some poison.
just like defeatedly with it hands full of splinters. Did you break the crossbow? You broke the crossbow.
My Nimbus hands full of splinters. I don't even know how this works.
You
What am I bleeding? Rain?
you still have mass as a Nimbus. You could still be hurt. You know.
I'm still trying to figure out what he looked like as a Nimbus. I've been kind of sketching
Yeah.
ideas.
Yeah.
So,
Get up, bruh.
but
It looks exactly like Fart from Rick and Morty.
No.
Oh god.
Also, it's
don't-
voiced from that.
Yes!
It's voiced by that guy from
No,
fucking
no.
Flight of the Conchords.
That's beautiful. I like this name. Fart.
So bad.
Oh my god.
This is
A
great.
world without hatred.
let's,
Why do
let's all
you
do,
still sound like that old man?
let's all
Like
let's all
I-
do our best fucking Flight of the Conchords impressions. Very good D&D session, guys.
Okay, but for real. So, to Valaris.
Okay.
So did you just go buy a crossbow or something?
Yeah, I want to buy crossbow and poison to
Okay.
dip the arrow ammo
You can make-
in.
You could make poison
Okay, if you're, if,
if you want to save money.
I don't mind making poison. I can also just splash potions on them as well.
All right, so you find a crossbow for about 15 silver butterflies.
Okay.
And
10
then
of the largest currency, yeah.
yeah, you have 10 gold scarabs.
So 10.
How many are each worth of the other?
Yeah.
100 to each piece. So
Okay,
100
so you
roaches
have
make
9 and 80. Wait,
Yeah.
20?
985
15?
is what I've got
85.
left.
15. Yeah.
God, that must be such a pain in the ass. Hold on, let me get you 85 tiny little butterflies.
I mean, so different than getting regular change.
I know, but you don't get 85 different coins.
Not with that attitude.
I would like all my change always in pennies, thanks.
um, so yeah, Navia, it's your
Yes.
day.
It is my day.
Oh,
So,
real
it-
quick.
Did I-
Damage on with weapon.
Oh, with the
Yeah.
for the crossbow,
Yeah.
that's gonna be 1d6.
1d6. Okay, thank you. That's what I need.
What do
Um,
these coins look like, Zin?
The copper roaches look like finely sculpted little bugs. The butterflies look like tiny little moths, and then the scarabs are again these tiny gold-plated models of scarab beetles.
I like to imagine that each of them has like a little, like, almost like a Christmas ornament hook at the top, and you can string together 100 of them so that it's easier to.
That's so fucking sick. I really like that. But yeah, so you now have a crossbow, and you got the poison damage down for your acid, right?
Yeah, just 2d4s. So.
Right.
I guess I just add that if I say that I am tipping, kind of thing. Yeah.
Also, I forgot to retcon that. Navia, do you, when you get home that night, do you show the rest of your group the map you found?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So we'll
I eat the
space-time
bullet.
space-time rewind a little bit to that moment if you guys wanted to make some checks on that map, or we can just continue to the next.
I eat the bullet.
Oh,
No,
Gulp.
Okay.
oh,
that's so gross.
Roll.
I.
It's not it's a bullet!
Roll. Push.
Please do not vor the bullet.
I know today's
guess.
Vor Day, Zin.
Yeah, it is more day.
It
But-
is.
You can't do that. It's a bullet.
You said fucking I'm gonna eat a bullet, so we're away.
You vored the bullet.
Can I-
I can't
yeah,
believe
can I-
this.
Can I
I'm
gather
gonna
some information
vor a
off
bullet in real life right now. If
Yeah,
we
sure.
keep on this particular train of thought.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
So not so you go ahead and roll me a gather check on the map.
Okay. 12 plus 3 plus 2 fudge 2. So that makes it 8. No, 12 plus 3 is 15. 17. Sorry, my brain just was like, nope.
It's all good. So yeah, you do manage to gather a pretty good amount of info from the map. You can actually you can see that the this was the map he used to remember the patrols. And you can see that they're pretty regularly like sketched over and over again around the same like across the deck with 3 lines. So that would mean they would probably go across.
3 times.
Right. But if anybody else would like to make some checks on the map, they can as well.
Sure.
What type of map is it exactly?
It's so imagine it's basically like the cross section of a boat. So if you were to cut like the ship in half and then look inside of it, so it shows you like where the engine room is, where everything is. It labels all of them. It shows kind of where emergency exits are, things like that.
Okay.
So emergency exits on this type of boat. Do they have what sort of emergency protocols do they have? Considering it's a flying thing, are there parachutes?
There's
Are there-
parachutes, and for a ship this big, they essentially have temporary versions of the ship you rode back to your house.
I
Pardon
take
me.
note of where those are.
They're on the deck.
No, I
Around.
mean, like my in character take note
Okay.
of where each of the emergency exit boats and such are.
That sounds awesome.
Is this a commercial vessel?
No, it's a war vessel. It's owned by the military,
Okay.
by the government of the tower.
And we're just supposed to take a thing from it and then leave?
And get out uncaught. And then from that, the person, then there's no further instruction.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, I rolled
Uh,
a 15.
For
You said for checking the map, right?
right, so you notice the same thing: the patrol lines, and the ships, the escape pods, if you may, on deck. I don't find anything new though. Excuse me. Unless somebody else has anything else to do, we can move on.
I'm good personally.
Cool. Next day, it's pretty much just the Navia and Valeria show till it gets back.
That's
Uh,
fine.
Valerius already did
Yeah,
their
I
thing, right?
Got my stuff. Yep.
Got
Um,
splinters and then a new crossbow.
All right, so Navia, it is your it's your action.
I mean, I already got the map.
Just so you guys know, on the letter they did never tells you it does never tell you where the ship is going to dock.
Okay, let's go find out where it's gonna dock. Oh
Essentially-
man, what a quest!
Don't be sarcastic at me.
Where they put a giant warship?
If I were a warship, where would I be? At war! Damn it!
Ah, shit! Where's all the war? I go to the war floor.
I enlist.
Enlist! Yes.
Perfect. No one will
Oh
ever
Jesus!
Okay, so I want to resolve Alyssa's thing right now.
Sure.
Are
While
you
you're
still-
doing that, I really have to go feed my animals, so go right ahead.
Go feed those boys. What are you doing?
I
Not
will,
feeding
I'll
those
be back.
boys. Unless Kiigu's not here.
Hi, I'm
Hi,
still here.
Geek.
I just muted myself for a moment.
All right, so are you going to try and break into the house today? This is your last day of free time before the
Yeah. So what what did I learn from the other people again? Like what
you-
how detailed are the plans that, or the diagram that
so you have the one map that shows the insides of the boat, of the rooms, and the patrols. You have that one. But what this guy showed you was, or implied at least, was that the records he has are much more detailed, and he has a lot more of them.
okay.
He has basically every document on the Everest.
All right. Well, okay, so the others have already used, like, have already decided what they're doing, correct?
Right. So, Valerius got a crossbow. Determa.
Demetra.
Demetra. Oh my god, I'm never gonna figure it out. Just gets moved from Effie to you. Demetra just broke apart the parting gift. And Novia is begrudgingly looking for where the ship is gonna dock.
Okay.
So it's just you now.
Okay. Well, I was hoping I could enlist somebody to help, but that's fine.
I mean,
Demetra ain't good at sneaking anyways.
I'm actually good at sneaking. It's where I have a D6 in.
You could.
Yeah, I do too.
Hey.
No, I mean like if so, I was hoping to get somebody if shit goes down.
If you do this late at night, it's possible that Demetra would be done with the car and could be your getaway car. I don't know. That's up to Zin, though.
Is that
Yeah.
feasible?
Yeah, this is a fucking tabletop game. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Then
make
sure.
dinner while all this is
Uh,
going down.
All right. While you're Alyssa, you wait until nightfall. Sirius, go ahead and roll me gather.
Yeah,
But
So
well,
would I be able to do something with that other time?
in the day.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Tell me what you think you could do within about 12 hours.
Well, help with finding out where the ship is going to be.
So in that case, when Effie's thing comes back around, when she's done feeding her pets, we'll say that Alyssa helped you. But for now, we'll keep going on that you are now at nighttime. And so, Demetra, the characteristic hum of your buggy kind of roars to life, and you drive it as quietly through the streets as you can until you pull up to the house.
I think I pull up about a block away.
Smart.
Alright, so, also, quick question: what kind of bonus would my cloaking device give me to stuff?
You're invisible.
Well, yeah, but
So that would be you get advantage on sneak, and if you were to attack somebody from your invisibility state, they would be surprised.
okay.
But it does take
Which doesn't have a mechanical effect. They'd just be shocked.
No, it does. They just look at you go like, "Whoa, look at that boy!"
Oh, geez, oh my. I can't believe I just got stabbed.
Oh, geez, there's a kukri in my back.
Golly.
Oh, beans.
Oh my goodness.
please, no stealthy.
Okay, so
That's the sound of my soul leaving my body.
okay, I try to break into this guy's house.
All right, go ahead and roll me con as you come up to the window.
Okay.
I'm assuming since your character, this is their job, they know how to break into someplace.
Yeah.
Okay. So
They
they come.
Good idea.
They come to the
Oh, I-
window. The curtain's still drawn, so you can't see inside, but
Mhm.
the window is locked. So go ahead and roll me that as you pull out kind of this basically this metal card that has this fine teeth kind of broken into it for specifically this job.
Yeah. I rolled a 16 plus 1, so 17.
Okay. Pretty quickly, with the help of this tool, you pop the latch, and the windows open. And you see inside there is nothing.
Okay.
As you climb through the window, the room is completely empty. You kind of walk throughout the house, and you come back to the same white and red tiled garish room. This time, no table, nothing else on.
Okay.
Let me finish the thing. Nothing else in the kitchen except for the same bottle of rum. This time with a tag around the neck that says "sucker."
Okay.
That's all that's in the house.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So, Navia, are you back? No.
We'll take the rum anyway.
He's dead. It's poisoned, you dumbass.
How
we
do
can
you
take. Oh wait.
I'm not drinking it.
Serious. We'll resolve your thing. So the Terma and Alyssa come back slightly
Demetra?
disheartened. Demetra.
And let me just say, poison could be useful if it
Fair.
is poison.
Can
So-
check to see if it's poison.
You come back and you can see that working over the stove is Valeris's cloud form. You managed to gather up these kind of nice mushrooms. You caught one of the rabbits that the tower introduced to the environment to have a form of like sustainable game. And you make this amazing glazed mushroom sauce and top over this this cut of rabbit, and it's an amazing meal.
Hey, now
For
why
your
did you do this to me? I'm a hungry boy.
for
I am
this
hungry as well.
for this before the
I
Everest.
actually just got a snack, so.
And with that, we'll take a break.
Yeah.
Oh,
Play
okay.
for a bit.
Hungry boy.
All right. So food break. I'll put a thing in. I'll telegram after you.
Also, Zen?
Yeah?
This case is fucking huge.
I know, right? Isn't it awesome?
It's so big, dude.
I love it.
What? Oh,
What
what kind of case is it?
It's a computer case for.
But I mean, like, what? I want to look it up now.
Me too.
It's the one that I got.
I bought. It's the one that I told him to buy.
Okay.
It's
So
true.
what is it?
Let me find it for you.
I can find it. It's fine. It's right here.
Like, what's the model number? What's the who made it?
Matt doesn't know a lot about computers.
Here it
Okay.
is.
All right.
Here it is. Vis-a-vis.
Because I just got on Newegg.
Whatever part picker here.
Just put it in the general chat of the
okay,
roleplay.
Pop it in general. There's the PC part picker link to the case.
Yeah. Matt was like, I want a really good computer.
Oh, I have the same case.
Yeah, well, because Matt was like, I'm gonna spend $1,000 on a computer, so I'm like, all right, time to make you a really good computer. Something actually super awesome about this case, Matt, is you can see that there is that clearing section at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's gonna be where your power supply goes. So what that means is that you're gonna have some really nice controlled cable management, because you don't have to worry about, with most cases where you just fucking place the power supply in the bottom left corner, hope that it that you can run the cables everywhere.
And
see.
I don't remember if it comes with cable. I think it does come with cable ties, and it has like little things that you can tie cables to
Yeah.
behind the motherboard space.
Yeah. Fair warning, I am not the most clean PC builder. If you still did want me to make your computer,
I
yeah.
need you to make my computer. Not want.
Oh, okay.
Need. Require.
Oh, okay. I'm not the most clean, but it's been shown that like cable management really doesn't have an effect on your computer's performance.
It can if like you
If-
have
if-
particularly bad.
If you
cable
have
management.
really shitty fans and your computer is like already full of dust, then yes. But the amount of stuff you have to like put inside of a computer to block airflow is really intense. But Effie,
Yeah.
we're gonna take a quick break right now, since it's we're about like at the halfway point of the quest. Okay.
Hungry boy.
I'm gonna get more food.
Let's break. But Matt, since you're the only boy that I can talk to about the stuff there,
Yep, that's me.
what have you thought so far?
It's gay, just like you. Got
Okay.
him. Got
Oh.
him. No, it's been cool. It's been slow because the whole split group thing is inherently slow. But like, the game will pick up soon. It's definitely inspired. Like, cool world, nice. I'm glad I got Phil.
You like Phil?
I like Phil because Phil slots in perfectly to the plan that I had already made, but was not sure how I was going to execute. And now I know
What the fuck? Your perfect plan? Oh
my
no.
perfect plan.
Oh my gosh. I actually should probably explain health at some point and not just like just keep how it works to myself.
Yeah. Do I heal over time? Is that a thing?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you've long rested at this point.
Okay.
Since since the D&D rest system is so good, like it's like perfection. I'm just using that one essentially. So you can take a short nap, and that'll get you some of your injuries back and some of your stuff, or you can take a long rest, which is at least 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
about the same as D&D.
I'm gonna go eat some food real quick.
Me too.
Sorry, that took a bit. Okay. Hello? Oh, okay. What?
Watson likes to be on my. Anyway, she be on my side.
What stuff?
I lay on when I sleep.
Well, wasn't she downstairs?
You can move.
Oh my god. I don't know.
We have, is it still fresh? We have vinegar. You just have to put vinegar on top of it. And bleach.
It was green.
Ew.
I return.
Hello.
Hi. I got a Shaco bar.
Nice.
How are the animals doing?
They're good.
Yay!
They be eaten.
They munch.
They munch and they crunch.
Hey, is Zin here?
Yeah.
Okay, so, my family wants to go grab food really quick, not at a place that takes too long. So, is
Okay.
it possible we can take like a 30-40 minute break?
Is that well? I don't know what everyone's schedule is because I think everybody has today off, so we should be able to.
That's also what I think, which is why I'm asking.
All right, yeah. So we'll just take an extra long one. So we'll start again at 8:30.
Okay.
We'll be back. Oh wait, Matt, stop streaming. Well,
That's of
yes.
some importance. Huh.